Hey, Grand Rising, great tidings, one and all. Kilomal Tengan here, just doing a little live broadcast, wanting to talk a little bit about this week's weekly rhythms. So we've been really looking at things in the past few weeks that have been moving us, pulling us, inviting us into something new, something different, something more real, more raw, rich, and robust in our lives. And that calling is largely our authentic self, our essence, our presence. And this is something that is really important to distinguish because as we talk about this whole collective awakening that we are all going through, one and all, what we are awakening to is our own genius. Our aligned genius is the essence of who we are, our presence, the very reason for our being. And this inevitably leads into some tremendous opportunities in work as we go into our legacy work. Now, what's happening, especially this month and especially this week, is movement into these new flows. And what that means is that in the past few months, we've been dealing sort of with this push and pull, kind of like ping pong, going side to side between our ego and our essence. Now, our ego, this identity that we've created to help us survive in the world, has got us this far. And even though it has gotten us here, it will not get us there. And there being what it is that we are envisioning for ourselves and that which is held in a vision for us. Now, this is important because as we really look at this, it's an incredible opportunity. And as we really redirect our attention now into these new flows, which we're moving into, we have already, though we're really moving into it this week, these flows of this collective legacy, the parts and the pieces that we all carry. Very much like any kind of ecology or ecosystem, right? We've got all the different elements. We've got the water that helps to nourish, the earth that provides the nutrients and the capacity to grow, the sun that provides that energy, the wind that carries things from here to there. As we go even further in terms of what that looks like, very much like the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, and mineral kingdom, all working together, we all have a part, a piece of this holding. And this genius that we carry is something that we are really capable of sharing in the world. Now, this expression of who we truly are, this deep, rich, authentic self, the genius that aligns us with the very frequency, the principles of creation that we bring into the world is important because it's what really uplifts us. It's what's inspiring us to be. It is the energy that allows us really to reclaim these aspects of ourself. And as we move into all of this, that's generally the frequency of August. I've got two cameras going here, so I'm going to do on both, which is effectively the card of the lovers. And now, when we look at this, it is often a part that really looks at this aspect of unity, the deep connection with our intrapersonal self, the deepest aspect of who we are, and sort of a reclamation of all these parts and pieces coming back into a place of not just unity, because we can very much in any relationship, we can get together with someone. However, we're talking about a place of coherence, of beauty, of wonder. And when we get into this place internally within inside of ourselves, then and only then are we truly able to express that, to share that with someone else. So this part that comes into play is this unification of self and the energy that crosses against it is the Seven of Crystals, which really talks a lot more about, it's called dullness, though it's really more sort of this fixed identity. And I would say this is where the ego really comes into play. And being able to move, to acknowledge this aspect of ourself and to begin to move into what else is possible beyond the boundaries of the box that our identity has created. So the past few weeks, especially the past three, has been really interesting because it's been tower after tower after tower, meaning these parts of how we see ourselves have been challenged, have to a certain degree been threatened. And being that it's an identity that is created to identify threats, it has been really unnerving for a lot of people. And yet, as these aspects of who we are begin to shift, as how we see the very foundation of our being coming to light, all of a sudden we have capacity to make choices, a reckoning of sorts. Do we indeed choose in to what we have created for ourselves? Or do we allow ourselves to move into this place and space of high uncertainty and at the same time, incredible intentionality? Because when these two come into play, all of a sudden we haven't been here before. Perhaps we have, and we've felt afraid to move into the great unknown. Yet a lot of what's coming in is this mystery, the great mystery, our personal mystery. And this goes into a space of, to a certain degree, fragility for the ego, because we are now experiencing something that's very different. And what is very different is ourselves. And as we continue to walk on this path, step by step, right? That journey of 1,000 miles begins with that single step. However, we want to continue to move forward bit by bit, step by step, and be able to work with something that we're walking towards, that we're moving into. We are, in actuality, becoming. And so as we go into this week, looking at that in terms of the unification of self, reclaiming these parts and pieces of who we truly are, acknowledging it, also seeing how we have created our lives now, acknowledging the identity of who we have been to get here now. And on the flip side of the card of dullness is imagination. Where's possible? Who are we becoming? And without having to necessarily answer that, just continuing to ask and to allow ourselves to move into this place of uncertainty, to be okay with not knowing and merely just flowing is what this week and indeed this month is all about. Best way that we can work with it comes into just being able to nurture. What is it that we need to feel safe? What is it that I want to be able to feel fulfilled? When we talk about nurturing, it's also a matter of nourishing, right? Being able to identify where are the aspects that I want more in my life. What can really help me to feel not just fulfilled, to feel full, and to be able to create that within my life now. Because as we go into these places of uncertainty, we really want to have and gather all of ourselves to be able to move into this and to just continue to experience step by step, bit by bit, this process of unfurling and unfolding. And so take some time this week. Where is it that you want to be? Who is it that you are becoming? What is it that you need right now to feel held, safe, and loved? That's it for now. I am going to log off and spend some time contemplating that myself. Love and aloha. Take care and ahui ho.